Hello everyone. This piece of copper pipe may look useless at first, but do not throw it away just yet. There is a very interesting way to recycle it, and the result is surprisingly useful. Stay with the video and you will see exactly how it works. Use the body of an empty spray bottle as a guide. Press the pipe gently against the curved surface and bend it slowly. Once the arc is formed, bend the two ends downward. Adjust them until both legs run parallel to each other. Begin preparing the burner holes. Use a marker to place small dots across the arc of the copper pipe. Try to space the marks evenly from one side to the other. Equal spacing helps the flames burn in a balanced pattern once the heater is running. After marking the points, secure the pipe and drill small holes through each mark. Work slowly so the drill bit stays centered. Each hole will become a tiny outlet where the flame will appear later. Now prepare the internal wick that will carry fuel through the pipe. Take a piece of medical gauze and cut a long strip with scissors. Hold one end of the gauze and twist it slightly so it forms a narrow rope. Clamp that twisted end into the chuck of a drill. Stretch the gauze strip gently while holding the other end with your hand. Turn on the drill for a moment. The rotation twists the gauze tightly, creating a long, flexible wick. Once finished, remove it from the drill and set it aside. Next, take a length of stiff steel wire. Feed the wire through one end of the copper pipe and push it all the way through until it exits the other side. This wire will act as a guide to pull the gauze wick through the pipe. Tie the end of the gauze wick securely to the steel wire. Once it is attached, begin pulling the wire back through the pipe. Move slowly so the gauze slides smoothly inside the copper tube. Continue pulling until the wick passes completely through the pipe from one end to the other. With the wick now inside the pipe, prepare the fuel container. Take a glass jar with a lid. Place the copper pipe above the lid and bend the two legs slightly so they sit naturally on the surface. Before we move on, share your city and state. It helps me make better projects for you. Mark the 2 points where the legs touch the lid, remove the pipe, and drill 2 holes at the marked points. These holes will allow the legs of the copper pipe to pass through the lid and reach inside the jar. Before installing the pipe, prepare a small batch of epoxy adhesive. Mix the two components thoroughly until the color becomes uniform. This adhesive will seal the copper pipe in place and prevent fuel leaks. Insert the 2 legs of the copper pipe through the holes in the lid. As the legs pass through, the gauze wick should extend down into the jar. Leave enough wick inside the jar so it can absorb fuel easily. Apply the epoxy adhesive around both holes where the pipe meets the lid. Spread the adhesive carefully so it seals the connection completely. Once the epoxy cures, the pipe will remain fixed securely in position. Now prepare the heat cover that will distribute warmth evenly. Take an empty milk can or metal food can. Using a drill, create several holes around the lower edge of the can's sidewall. These holes allow air to enter and heat to circulate. Turn the can upside down and drill a few additional holes into the base. These openings help release heat evenly once the heater begins working. Place the copper burner next to the can and observe the height of the arc. Mark a rectangular opening on the side of the can that matches the height of the copper arc. This opening allows the burner pipe to sit inside the metal cover. Use a cutting tool to remove the marked rectangle from the can. After cutting, the edges will likely feel sharp. Smooth them with a metal file. Then use sandpaper to finish the edges. A smooth surface prevents accidental cuts during assembly. Now the heating lamp is ready for fuel. Pour a small amount of diesel into the glass jar. The gauze wick inside the jar begins absorbing the liquid immediately. Because the wick runs through the entire copper pipe, fuel will slowly travel upward toward the burner holes. Close the jar by tightening the lid with the copper pipe attached. Wait a short moment while the fuel spreads evenly through the wick. Once the wick is saturated, light a match. Bring the flame close to one of the drilled holes on the copper arc. A small flame appears immediately. Move the match along the pipe and ignite the remaining holes one by one. Place the metal can over the burner so the arc sits inside the opening that was cut earlier. The can now acts as a heat chamber. Air enters through the holes along the bottom while heat escapes through the holes in the top. Within moments, the metal cover begins to warm. Heat spreads evenly through the perforations and radiates outward. If you enjoy practical workshop projects like this one, share your thoughts in the comments and let others know how you would improve the design. Subscribe for more hands-on ideas that turn everyday materials into useful tools for the workshop.